To prove that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent using the points A, -2, 5, B, 2, 3, C, -1, 1, and D, -5, 3, you need to draw the figure in a coordinate plane, and that is already made for you. Now, we also need the distance formula to determine the length of each side. And the distance formula is given as D equals the square root of quantity x sub 2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. We can only use the Pythagorean theorem if you complete the two legs of the right triangle. And the Pythagorean theorem is given as c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, where a and b are the two legs and c is a side of the parallelogram in this particular example. Or we can find c by simply getting the square root of a squared plus b squared. So first, let us determine the length of line segment AB. So from point A to point B, we draw the right triangle. And then count the length of each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and then this is 1, 2. So the length of line segment AB is the square root of 4 squared plus 2 squared. So this is by using the scientific calculator. We have 4 squared plus 2 squared and that is approximately 4.5. Now we do the same for line segment CD. So for line segment CD, one side of the triangle is 2 units, the other is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this gives 4 squared plus 2 squared. The square root is 4.5. So we can say that the length of line segment AB is equal to the length of line segment CD. Next, for the length of line segment BC, we again draw the right triangle from point B to point C. One leg measures 2 units, the other 3 units. We use the Pythagorean theorem. This is 3 squared plus 2 squared. That is approximately 3.6. We do the same for side AD. We draw the right triangle from one point to the other point. There are 2 units on this side, 3 units on that side. So the length of line segment AD is also the square root of 3 squared plus 2 squared, which is approximately equal to 3.6. So we say that the length of line segment BC is equal to the length of line segment AD. Therefore, line segment AB should be congruent to line segment CD, and line segment BC is congruent to line segment AD by the definition of congruent.